All right, you engineers in the back, let's see how much attention you were paying in Structures 101. What iconic structure, known for its unfortunate nickname Gallopin' Gertie, did a little too much, well, galloping?
If you guessed the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, you'd be right. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to epic engineering fails. We're about to dive deep into 7 disastrous engineering failures that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about physics, design, and maybe even gravity. From bridges to spaceships, we're covering it all, so buckle up, smash that like button, and hit subscribe to J23 TV because you do not want to miss this wild ride. Let's get started! Our first stop takes us to Washington State, 1940. Picture this, a brand new suspension bridge, the third longest in the world at the time, spanning the Tacoma Narrows Strait. It's a marvel of engineering, or so they thought.
See, what they didn't fully account for was the wind. Bridges are designed to flex and sway a bit in the wind, it's normal. But the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, it took it to a whole new level. Because of its design and the shape of the surrounding landscape, the wind created these crazy swirling vortices around the bridge. And these vortices, they match the bridge's natural frequency. Think of it like pushing a swing at just the right moment. Each push adds more and more energy, making the swing go higher and higher.
The same thing happened to the bridge. The wind, pushing at just the right frequency, amplified the bridge's oscillations until, on November 7th, 1940, after months of increasingly dramatic swaying, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge twisted and buckled under the force of the wind. The collapse spurred a complete overhaul in bridge design, with engineers paying much closer attention to aerodynamics and resonance. Next, we travel to Ukraine, 1986. The Chernobyl disaster, a name synonymous with nuclear meltdown, stands as a chilling reminder of the devastating consequences of human error and design flaws. At the heart of the disaster was the Chernobyl nuclear power plant's reactor number 4. This particular type of reactor, the RBMK-1000, was known to have some serious design flaws, but these flaws were largely kept secret by the Soviet Union.
One major issue was the reactor's positive void coefficient. In simpler terms, this means that if the reactor started to overheat, instead of naturally slowing down like it should, it would actually accelerate, creating a runaway chain reaction. And that's exactly what happened on April 26, 1986. A combination of operator error and design flaws led to a sudden power surge during a safety test.
The reactor's power output soared out of control, leading to a series of explosions that blew the roof off the reactor building, releasing a plume of radioactive material into the atmosphere. It forced the world to confront the dangers of nuclear power and led to significant improvements in reactor safety and international cooperation on nuclear safety standards. Let's turn the clock back to 1912 and board the RMS Titanic, a ship touted as the epitome of luxury and most famously unsinkable. But as we all know, the Titanic's maiden voyage would tragically become its last. While the iceberg gets most of the blame, and rightfully so, a series of design and construction oversights played a significant role in the disaster.
Let's start with the hull. The Titanic's hull was made of steel plates held together by rivets, thousands upon thousands of them. Sounds sturdy, right? Well, the problem was the quality of the rivets used in certain sections of the ship, particularly in the bow. Evidence suggests that the iron used to make these rivets was contaminated with slag, a byproduct of the smelting process. This made the rivets brittle and prone to snapping under pressure, particularly in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic.
Then there's the issue of the watertight compartments. The Titanic was designed with 16 of these compartments separated by bulkheads, with the idea that the ship could stay afloat even if several compartments flooded. However, the bulkheads didn't extend all the way up to the top deck. The sinking of the Titanic sent shockwaves around the world, leading to major changes in maritime safety regulations, including the requirement for enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew. Our journey through engineering failures takes us next to the realm of space exploration.
January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger stood ready for launch, carrying a crew of 7 astronauts, including Krista McAuliffe, who was set to become the first teacher in space.
Millions around the world watched as the shuttle lifted off, but just 73 seconds into the flight, tragedy struck.
The Challenger broke apart live on television, killing all 7 astronauts on board.
The cause of the disaster? A small rubber O-ring, a seemingly insignificant component that sealed a joint in the shuttle's solid rocket booster. When the O-ring failed, hot gases escaped, burning through the side of the solid rocket booster and igniting the external fuel tank, leading to the catastrophic explosion. The Challenger disaster highlighted the importance of rigorous testing, open communication within organizations, and a culture of safety that prioritizes the well-being of those involved above all else. Chapter 5. The Hyatt Regency Walkway Collapse. A design overlooked, a tragedy unfolded. Our next stop takes us to Kansas City, Missouri, July 17, 1981. Picture this: a bustling Friday evening at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. People gathered in the atrium to enjoy a tea dance competition, music filling the air, laughter echoing through the multi-story space.
Above them, two suspended walkways, the fourth-floor walkway suspended directly over the second-floor walkway, spanned the atrium, offering a unique vantage point of the festivities below. But in an instant, the festive atmosphere turned to horror as the fourth-floor walkway collapsed onto the crowded atrium floor below.
The collapse sent shockwaves through the hotel and the nation, claiming the lives of 114 people and injuring over 200 more. The cause of the collapse? A seemingly minor design change to the walkway's support rods.
The original design called for the fourth-floor walkway to be supported by long rods extending all the way from the ceiling. However, to simplify the construction process, the design was changed to use two sets of shorter rods, with the fourth-floor walkway hanging from the second-floor walkway. The Hyatt Regency walkway collapse was a stark reminder of the importance of meticulous attention to detail in engineering design and the need for thorough checks and balances throughout the construction process.
Chapter 6. Deepwater Horizon, an environmental catastrophe. Our next engineering disaster takes us deep into the Gulf of Mexico, April 20th, 2010. The Deepwater Horizon oil rig, a massive structure designed to drill for oil in ultra-deep water, exploded and sank, killing 11 workers and unleashing the worst environmental disaster in U.S. history.
At the heart of the disaster was a series of failures related to the well's blowout preventer, or BOP, a massive safety device designed to seal off the well in the event of a pressure surge or other emergency. The BOP, located on the seabed over a mile below the surface, failed to activate properly, allowing oil and gas to surge up the well and onto the rig, leading to the explosion and subsequent sinking of the Deepwater Horizon. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill released an estimated 4.9 million barrels of oil into the Gulf of Mexico, devastating marine life, coastal ecosystems, and the livelihoods of those dependent on the Gulf's resources. The disaster spurred significant reforms in offshore drilling safety regulations, with a focus on improving BOP design and reliability, enhancing well control procedures, and strengthening environmental safeguards.
Chapter 7. The St. Francis Dam, a concrete giant, crumbles. Our final stop takes us back to California, 1928. The St. Francis Dam, a towering concrete arch dam built to provide water and hydroelectric power to Los Angeles, stood as a symbol of engineering prowess.
But on March 12, 1928, just 2 years after its completion, the dam catastrophically failed, unleashing a wall of water that devastated the Santa Clarita Valley and claimed the lives of over 400 people. The St. Francis Dam's failure was a result of a combination of engineering miscalculations and geological instability.
The dam's design, while considered sound at the time, failed to adequately account for the weak rock formations upon which it was built. As the reservoir behind the dam filled, water seeped into the surrounding rock, weakening the foundation and ultimately leading to the dam's collapse.
The St. Francis Dam disaster was one of the worst civil engineering failures in U.S. history, prompting a major reassessment of dam safety standards and engineering practices. The tragedy led to the development of more rigorous site investigation techniques, improved understanding of soil mechanics, and the adoption of stricter dam safety regulations. The St. Francis Dam disaster serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of thorough geological surveys, conservative design practices, and ongoing monitoring of large-scale infrastructure projects to ensure public safety and prevent future tragedies.
Lessons learned, the enduring impact of engineering failures. Well, there you have it, 7 disastrous engineering failures that left an indelible mark on history. These events, as tragic as they were, serve as powerful reminders of the importance of meticulous design, rigorous testing, and a relentless focus on safety in all engineering endeavors.
Which of these engineering failures did you find most shocking? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on more intriguing content from J23 TV. Thanks for watching.